Yeah.
Oh, he punished me severely when I did that. He said, that's a mistake, and then he would chase me down the strip, hitting me time after time, and I would just be defending myself. Boom, 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 boom. And then he'd say, how many times did I hit you? Only 5 times as I retreated, Maestro.
And he taught all 3 weapons, I take it?
He taught mainly the foil and the épée.
And was his weapon the foil? Or was
His
it-
weapon was the foil.
Was the foil.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So it seems like the conditioning was important.
Eltash taught the saber.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, right. So Eltash was there at the time.
He was there
Yeah.
also, yes.
Oh, okay.
Job Eltash.
Um,
And Eltash taught mainly foil and saber.
mhm.
Yeah.
So how long were you at the AC?
I was there for 2.5 years, and then I went overseas.
And now where were you overseas?
I was in the Philippines mainly.
Back in the Philippines. So
Yeah.
were you and Natalie there?
We were both there,
Yeah.
and there I continued to have some fencing lessons with a fellow who had, a Filipino who had learned how to fence in New York when he was a student, and he had learned from Santelli,
Ah, uh-huh.
and he was a saber man, Conrado Deirit.
Mhm.
And so that's where I got some more of my saber
Oh, I see. So
background from.
were you taking saber
I was
lessons from
taking
him?
saber from him, yes. He couldn't teach me anything in foil.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So I was learning saber from him.
Did he have a club? Was there
He had a club,
Was
yeah,
there
yeah.
some fencing in the
There was
Philippines?
fencing, yes,
So you
there was
were.
fencing in the Philippines, and
Was he a Filipino or
he
was
was a
he
Filipino.
yeah?
Conrado Deirit was a
Uh-huh.
Filipino, and he was also training some athletic people to be substitutes for the actors in the nascent Philippine movie industry.
Ah.
He
So
was
like stage fighting?
He was teaching the stage fighting. Yes,
Yeah.
he was teaching the actors first of all, so they could make the moves, and then for the more complicated things, where they would have a stuntman
Right.
do the move. He was also teaching them.
And was he choreographing for them,
He
or
was also choreographing for them. He was an artist himself,
Yeah.
and
What kind of art did he do? Was he a painter?
he was a painter,
He was a painter,
right. And so he welcomed me with open arms because I told him I was from New York, and,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I'd
great.
gotten that New York training. And he said, "Oh, good, we have to have some more people like you here," and so on. Made me fully welcome, and he was even willing to get dates with me with the movie actresses if I wanted. But I didn't want to have any part of that. I just wanted to fence.
And how was, did you do some stage, did you sort of get interested in stage fighting at that time, or was it
At that
just sort
time,
of-
yes. Mhm.
So were you helping him do that, or?
I was
were you-
learning from him.
You were learning from him?
Yes, and he would have me be the straight man
Yeah.
whom the stunt man would work against.
Oh, I see, yeah,
See, but then when it went to the actual movies, it would be the actors,
yeah, yeah.
right?
So how long were you in the Philippines?
I was in the Philippines a total of about 7 years.
7
all,
years, yeah.
Mhm.
What, I remember you once telling me about the stick fighting you've seen
Yes,
in
our
the
niece.
Philippines. Yeah.
Mhm.
And what was your experience with that?
Well, I didn't do it, but I
You
but
were
I observed
observing
it. I
that.
observed it, and I observed it out in the provinces.
Mhm.
And the stick fighting would be at some of the fiestas
Mhm.
in the provinces, the festivals,
Mhm.
and it was people would bet on it, just like they would bet on cockfights.
Uh-huh.
And I once saw a father and son stick fighting, and by God, you're holding these 2 sticks. They're more than sticks. They're more like the heavy end of a cue stick
Uh-huh.
in
Yeah.
pool.
Yeah.
They're more like that.
How long are they?
They were about
3 feet,
2
2.5
feet
feet,
long,
two
about 2
feet
feet
long.
long. They were shorter than a saber blade.
Yeah.
But you had the 2 sticks, and then you had 2 lines that you couldn't step over your line, and they couldn't step forward over their line. So you had to be at a set distance from one another,
Uh-huh.
and you could go up to that line, but not beyond it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and it would be sort of like a